You read these papers that I gave you? I told you to read them. You just signed them. Do you want to read them? Okay. Sit back down and read them. I asked you that, okay? That's your copy of the checklist. And that's your, wait a minute. And that's your copy of your rights. Okay, I think I put the, just, okay. Okay. Takeo Huggins. Mr. Huggins, I have one warrant for you. Warrant 2018-A3810100026, escape. You understand these charges? I can't hear you. You have a right to an attorney, you have a right to remain silent, you have a right to a jury trial. You also have a right to have this expunged from your record. If you are found not guilty, this is malprost or dismissed. You also have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to represent you in a court of law. Can you afford your own private attorney?
He said you don't know.
You don't know? Okay, let me make a suggestion. If you're not sure, go ahead and fill out the application for the public defender, and if down the road, you get your own private attorney, you can just tell the public defender that you no longer need their services, okay? You fill that out and you give it to one of the officers in the back, and they'll get it to the right place, okay? You also have a right to a preliminary hearing. I'm going to give you this paper. You will fill out this bottom part right here. Mail it back to this address right there within 10 days of today's date. A preliminary hearing is a hearing in which the state's going to try to prove they have enough probable cause to send this to the grand jury. This is for your benefit, and it's very, very important. You also have a right to confront your accusers, to cross-examine, to call witnesses, and to subpoena witnesses. You also have a right to appeal my decision. I'm informing you now that you have a right to be present at your trial. If you are not, your trial will go on in your absence. You understand that? Do you have any questions? Anything about what I've just gone over with you that you want me to repeat? Okay. How old are you, Mr. Huggins?
21.
21. Where do you work?
Unemployed.
You unemployed? You married?
No,
Do you have any children?
ma'am.
How long have you lived in Orangeburg County?
All my life.
What's on his rap sheet?
Your Honor, he has a charge of assault and battery third degree, 2016, and also a resisting arrest and disturbing schools in 2017. He's currently incarcerated on a burglary charge.
You see anything?
Your Honor, nobody really knows what this defendant's intentions were. We do know that he left and escaped from the detention center, and he got stuck in between the gates. He knew he wasn't supposed to be out there, but he left on his own accord. Don't know whether or not he didn't have the intentions of going up or whatever, but his intentions were to leave the detention center. On that accord, we do believe, the state does believe, that this defendant here also is a flight risk, and plus a danger to the community due to his actions. That's his bond to be denied also.
Do you want to say anything? Okay, Mr. Huggins, on your charge of escape, I'm going to deny your bond. You will be taken before a circuit court judge, and at that time, that judge will set bond if they so see fit. If not, you will stay in jail until your court date. Okay, this is your checklist right here. Listen carefully. Everywhere where there's an X, this is everything that I have just gone over with you, front and back. Where there's an X, that's what I went over with you. Where there is a line and an X, I need for you to put your initials right there and on the back. I need for you to sign this. I need for you to read this and then put your initials and sign it, and I will give you a copy of it. Also, this is information regarding your rights. Basically, it goes into a little more detail about the public defender, and it does touch on some things that are already on the checklist. I need for you to read this, sign it, and I will give you a copy of it, okay? I need for you to do that now. Have a seat at that table right there. That's your copy of the checklist, and this is your copy regarding your rights. Okay? Thank you. Roosevelt Johnson III. Mr. Johnson, I have two warrants for you. Warrant 2018A3810100028, aiding and abetting escape from prison. Warrant 2018A3810100030, aiding escape from prison. You understand these charges? You have to speak.
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to an attorney, you have a right to remain silent, you have a right to a jury trial. You also have a right to have this expunged from your record. If you are found not guilty, this is null proster dismissed. You also have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to represent you in a court of law. Can you afford your own private attorney? You have to speak, sir.
No.
This is the application for the public defender. You fill that out and you give it to one of the officers in the back and they'll get it to the right place, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You also have a right to a preliminary hearing. I'm going to give you this paper. You will fill out this bottom part. You will mail it back to this address right there within 10 days of today's date. A preliminary hearing is a hearing in which the state's going to try to prove they have enough probable cause to send this to the grand jury. This is for your benefit, and it's very, very important. You also have a right to confront your accusers, to cross-examine, to call witnesses, and to subpoena witnesses. You also have a right to appeal my decision. I'm informing you now that you have a right to be present at your trial. If you are not, your trial will go on in your absence. You understand that? Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Is there anything about what I've just gone over with you that you want me to repeat?
No, ma'am.
Okay. How old are you, Mr. Johnson?
24.
24. Where do you work?
Unemployed.
You married?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any children?
No, ma'am.
How long you lived in Orangeburg County?
Well, about 4 years.
4 years. Where'd you live before?
Grand County.
What's on his rep sheet?
Your Honor, 2011, received a charge of shoplifting, which he was convicted. Also in 2011, he received a charge of possession of 28 grams or less of marijuana, which was a conviction. 2013, he was charged with burglary first degree, also burglary second degree, another kind of burglary second degree, which he was convicted and confined to the South Carolina Department of Corrections in 2013. In 2017, he was arrested for shoplifting. Also, in 2017, he was arrested for possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime, and also burglary first degree, and also armed robbery. Those charges would currently be housed for now.
Okay. And the weapon was during the commission of a violent crime?
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor, this defendant, Mr. Roosevelt Johnson, is actually the individual that actually put this plan in action. He was able to distract the guard, Mr. Simmons. He's also in the courtroom. Under his distraction, he asked for some materials used to clean up his cell. When Mr. Simmons offered him those chemicals, he stated, "I don't need them right now." So during the investigation, we thinking that was giving the defendants a little bit more time to plan this action. Once this defendant was able to, once Mr. Simmons did give him the items, the defendant placed those items in the door of the control room. Whereas that's when the other three defendants made their entry inside of.
You need to face the front and nowhere else, okay? He's not talking to you, he's talking to me, okay?
That's when those defendants made their entry inside the control room and assaulted Mr. Simmons and put the action of the escape of the jail into play. So this defendant played a major key in the escape. So we're asking for his bond to be denied also.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, I am going to deny your bond. You will be taken before a circuit court judge. At that time, the judge will set bond if they so see fit. If not, you will stay in jail until your court date. And your court date is July the 23rd, 2018 at 9 o'clock. This is your checklist. I need for you to read this front and back. Everything that I've marked on here is everything that I have just gone over with you. Where there is a line, I need your initials there, front and back. Once you do that, I'm gonna give you a copy of it, okay? Okay. Also, this information regarding your rights, read this, sign it, and I'm gonna give you a copy of it. This goes into a little more detail about the public defender and your rights, which kind of, touches on the checklist also. And I need for you to do that now. Have a seat at that table right there. Did you read this? I asked you to read it. That's your copy. And that's your copy, and you got the commitment. You're welcome. Do what? Yeah. How are you?
Good. What's your name?
Doremus, Peggy Doremus.
Doremus? Okay, thank you. Nice to meet you.